What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Honey Lemon Soda, this time with what I believe is the finale. Looking forward to this one. Last week's episode was alright. It got very mixed reviews. A lot of people either loved it or hated it. I was probably on the side of I didn't really like it so much. The first 15 minutes or so was a bit of a mess. It had the same issue as the kind of school festival stuff, and it's a similar situation, honestly, with the whole sports day thing. There was just too much going on. There was too many jumping from one scene to another without actually transitioning to that scene. We just went from scene to scene to scene, and it was a bit of a kind of felt like a bit of a compilation. Same thing happened with the kind of school festival stuff that happened earlier on in the season, and yeah, it was a bit of a mess, to be honest with you. Even visually, I didn't really enjoy it so much, which is again surprising, seeing how many people actually praised the visuals for last episode. What I will say is, though, the last 5 minutes or so were probably some of the best of the series so far. So yeah, not the best kind of first 15 minutes, but after that, it actually again ended up being some of the best content we have seen. Do let me know what you guys think about this one, though, down in the comments. Hopefully this one will be much more like every other episode than the two I just spoke about there. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, though, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Running out of breath here. And yeah, let's get right into the episode. Like I said, I was actually really surprised to see so many people. It really was 50-50. A lot of people really loving the episode, and maybe they're a bit more attuned to kind of switching scenes really fast and kind of quicker stuff like that. I'm much more of a slow burn type of guy, for a slow pace. But it was majorly surprising to me because, like I said, I thought it was a mess. I thought it was an absolute mess. So seeing quite a few people love it was quite surprising. That's the type of stuff, looking at discussions, and that gives you a different perspective on things, which is always nice to think about. Now, people are questioning if the end segment was actually, or if the whole episode was a dream, which is interesting as well. I don't think it was, but it very well may be. It definitely felt like a bit like a dream. As I said, it felt messy. It's one of those things where your usual like romance anime and such would spend 2 or 3 episodes maybe on a situation like that, and it really felt like they packed like a couple episodes worth of content into just one. Not as much in last week's episode, but again, definitely in the school festival stuff, that was a mess. So hard to keep track of. So this is actually happening. I did think it was. She's just kind of deluding herself a little bit to get more courage to do it because it's a dream. Or shit, again, she deluded herself to think it is a dream. As I said, some people were comparing the episode to Monogatari, and no way. No way. Yeah, I don't think it was comparable in terms of cutting, the kind of cutting of the episode, perhaps, but that's about it. Like I said, I didn't as much as I appreciate other people's opinions on it, I just yeah, I was just interested to see such a split. Like, there wasn't anyone in between. It was either people that again thought like me, like it was a messy episode, and then people that just thought it was like a masterpiece. I think one of the reasons that is probably because it had a certain director that is quite appreciated, I think, in the fan base. But I don't know. I didn't appreciate the visuals too much. I think they almost seemed. I said it in the episode. They almost seemed a bit lazy. There was a few good ones, like alluding to things, and like showing some of the themes of the episode. But much more than that. Some of them just seem really pointless. Again, hopefully this final episode is much more in line with every other episode we've had. Kanajo no naritai desu. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure it wasn't a dream, but we'll only really know from hearing his perspective. Tell you what, I like that shot. I like that shot. You guys know I love a lot of the kind of chibi-ish, kind of funny shots that this show does. Some of my favourite moments. No, he kissed you, so I think that was the answer. Well, you did get a reply. Probably more powerful than anything he could have said. Again, those people in the background, they were quite funny, to be honest, the CGI background characters. That was another good part of last week's episode. I can see why people would think that it was a dream last episode, because again, it was quite fever dreamish, like again with those like CGI characters in the background, everyone was like a bit extra. But I think that's just one of the things of changing the director, or changing whoever done a lot of the key stuff for the episode. Not sure what roles exactly, but I think it probably again felt like that to those people that did think it was a dream, because again, changing up the tone of how you do an episode, it does, yeah, does affect you. I love you. Philosophical prodigy, Mr. Miura. We'll get a few more years under your CV, Ishimori. Again, we still haven't really had any confirmation from Miura's side of things that actually happened. So I wonder if that still will be left up to like interpretation, or if they will kind of cement it. Again, I feel like this episode, sorry to keep saying it, but has already been better pacing wise. We're actually following a kind of, yeah, a narrative. Except not just like an accumulation of scenes. Again, this, I think it's just this style fits me much better. Nice. Onegaishimasu. Yes, Ishimori. Love to see that. Again, I love that shot with the feet there as well. Not that I'm a Quentin Tarantino type, but just like the strength in the footsteps there. Oh. My Haní lemon soda. I love the fact she's like hugging that ball. Like it's the essence of him. You are the honey. We've got two honey lemon sodas, one by her side right now, one in front of her. What I will say a negative is we haven't had enough of people getting sprayed by honey lemon soda since the start of this series. But that should be like the reaction to any bully. So I think this does confirm that that wasn't a dream. I don't know why you would say that if it wasn't a reply to what she said yesterday. Lovely music as well, by the way. Yeah, that is quite a amount of time, actually. The bubbles, the fizz. Shake it. That probably looked a bit dodgy, so I won't be doing that again. Nice. Okay. Well, this feels like I say this a lot about manga, and like the ending of like a season of anime. Like this feels like we've still got 9 minutes left, but this feels like a really good wrap up, if you know what I'm saying. And I think that's really hard to do with manga because it is always just like, especially in comparison to like light novels, where you end a book, it's usually quite cemented. Even if you do plan on continuing, you usually plan for there to be a conclusion. Whereas in manga, especially when you're adapting something into like 12 episodes, Sakamoto Days, for example, is like it kind of left on a cliffhanger, and leaving on a cliffhanger is fine, but it was like there was nothing to be like wrapped up. For example, it's because again, the manga, you're just waiting for the next chapter. It's like there's no kind of end of something, if you know what I'm saying. So surprising how, I'm not sure what the source material of this is. I assume it's a manga, but it's surprising how well this seems to be actually wrapping up. And I think I did look last week, and I think there is more material than this season will be covering. So again, it's actually quite incredible how well this seems to be wrapping up, all things considered. Usually, I mentioned this during my Kono Kaisha reactions. You're usually like in this phase of like before dating, but more than friends, and sometimes some romance anime spend fucking like 6 seasons, 7 seasons on that, and it's just like it's way too slow. And this is again got a pretty good pace for the most part, barring a couple episodes. Honey, bit of graffiti on the left there. Oh dear. Can you imagine having that effect on women? Say something like that and they just melt before you. But like again, it's unfortunate that in real life, if you did do this, they'd probably just laugh at you. And unapologetically so. I'm not a fan of that shot. Just fucking shaky cam. That's how I feel when I see scenes like that. I feel like I'm going crazy. And there's a reason. It's because horror movies from the period that I was a massive fan, like during the 2010s, done that so fucking much. It was horrible. So I've got a bit of PTSD with scenes like that, honestly. Oh, what was that? Was that fringe? Or even a fringe? Don't know what to call that. Yeah, that was me. Just like during that scene, that shaky scene. And what's it? What's it? What's your business? How's that any of your business? These guys are so brazen with their questions, aren't they? Like, it's pretty impressive for Miura to answer quite unapologetically, but these guys have got no qualms whatsoever asking people questions like this right in front of them. Like, these guys, to be fair, I didn't when I was a teenager, but these guys not think about what they're saying to people in front of everyone. To be honest with you, there's a lot of people in this show aren't great, are they? There's a lot of bullies and a lot of idiots. I know this show isn't like any like Attack on Titan universe, but this honestly might be one of the worst universes to live in. If you were to be an anime character and be transported here, just a world full of bullies and idiots. Like, why can't you just say who's this girl? Yes, we are. Do it, Ishimori. Right. Such bravery to do this in front of everyone. I think I mentioned this before, but it kind of reminds me of one of my friends that I used to get the bus with. He ended up it was the first year of high school, and he ended up proposing to a woman, not a woman, a girl. He got down on one knee and asked her to go out with him, and it's absolutely hilarious. That took some hell of some bravery right there, though. Shows how far she's come. These guys need to stop talking like this. This is a taken man now. They'll start incurring Ishimori's wrath if they keep talking like this. Fuck it hell, bro. Just get up on stage and do that, okay? Yes. I imagine the student council's happy about that. Yeah, look at all these heartbroken girls. Fucking hell, bro. This guy's like the Son Jinwoo of this series, isn't he? Like what real life anime fans, their obsession with Son Jinwoo is the same as Miura in this universe to teenage girls. Honestly, there's not too many differences. Do you reckon that? Do you reckon that guy's a big character in the future? New homeroom teacher or something, perhaps. And such a public relationship. It's amazing considering again where Ishimori started out this series. I love how the teachers just like don't give a fuck either. Or what teenage love. Okay, yeah, that was a pretty damn great ending. Probably one of the best episodes as well of the series. Again, it just much more fits my pace of things. Like we had a episode solely focused on one kind of narrative throughout, and yeah, thought it was really good. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I think I worded that Jinwoo stuff pretty terribly. Like real life Solo Leveling fans are the equivalent of these teenage girls. I think probably a bit more accurate way to say it. Overall, though, pretty decent. Like I said, it was really inconsistent. Really inconsistent. The show, wasn't it? As I said, there was maybe like 9 episodes that were quite similar to this. I do think, in general, this was probably one of the slowest paced episodes of the whole series, and I think this was probably one of the best for that reason. I feel like not just last episode, but there has been other episodes away from the school festival and sports festival stuff that weren't paced amazingly either. I feel like this show would have benefited taking it a bit more slower, but we wouldn't have ever got to this point if they did, to be fair. And as I did mention during the halfway point, I think this is actually a really good place to end season 1, actually. Hopefully there is a season 2, because this was I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a fun romance. There wasn't too many romance anime this season, so it being there's not too much to compare it to be honest with you. But yeah, I thought it was fun. Like I said, inconsistent is the main issue for the show with me. Some episodes felt breakneck speeds. Episodes like this felt slower, and again, much more in kind of line with what I look forward to. And yeah, just quite inconsistent. I'm not sure if it was a case of, again, you can definitely tell, like, compare this episode to last episode, and you'd think that there were like two totally different people running each episode. Like there was so much difference between them in terms of like the direction and the pace and the visuals. In pretty much every regard, there was just so much difference. I feel like it's good for the people that want a bit of different, I guess. But like I feel like you do need to have some consistency when you do like a story. That's why I really don't like when anime kind of changes studios and stuff like that. This wasn't even a studio chat. I'm not sure what this was, but yeah, a lot of inconsistency during the show, which is a big negative. But other than that, I thought the characters were good. Again, especially Ishimori, I thought was really awesome character. I like her friends. We didn't really expand upon too many other people other than Ishimori and Miura. Some of the bullies got a little bit of limelight in terms of turning things around a little bit, but even then, the show didn't focus too much on the side cast, which I appreciate, considering considering it adds more to Ishimori as a character, it makes her stand out a lot more. But that is probably one of the things I'd like to see maybe in a season 2, maybe a bit more focus on some of the friends, especially the blonde-haired girl, because I with the cherry earrings, I really like her as a character. She's a really lovely girl, and maybe you can have a look at like what their relationship stuff is like, perhaps. But yeah, good show overall. Definitely not anything groundbreaking or anything like that, but pretty solid. Let me know what you guys thought about this finale down in the comment section. Like I said, definitely one of the best episodes, if not perhaps the best episode so far. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with any of my reactions. Again, thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good rest of your day.